And welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live coming at you. We've got ninth inning, 5-4 ball game here. You've got Jake Burger hitting at the moment. 5-4 Astros. Chase Silseth makes his debut. Nobody out here. And we have got strike one on Berg. You've still got Lopez's numbers up there, but Burger getting subbed into this one, right? Jake Burger 0 for 1 on the ball game, subbed in for Jock Peterson after a little while. Man, let's hope we can figure something out here. We got one down. Foscue popped up. Look, 3 hits in 20 days for Justin Foscue. 3 hits for 20 in 20 days, man. Patience. I'm a little bit with you here. I know he got the big rep for lefty killer, but man, 3 hits in 20 days for Fosk. It's not going to go well, man. Not going to go great. Hey, look, it's been a better game today. Been a better game, but it's not looking great here as Jake Burger grounds out and the Rangers are quickly down to their final out. Wyatt Langford, the only hope. Hey, look, I said this, tweeted it out before I got on. I'm going to turn the volume down here just a little bit on the game. By the way, I had to bust out the swamp cooler today, 115 here in Vegas. So we need a little coolness in the garage. So if you hear a little trickling water in the background, I swear nobody's going pee. It's just the swamp cooler in action. So at this point, we got Langford with the game on the line. He's going to swing at strike one here. Here's the series, man. Here's the series. I tweeted out probably a couple innings ago, one of the stars has to decide, man, has to go God mode at some point. They have to take over a game. We can't keep doing this cherry picking the box score. Oh, Langford had the homer earlier. Don't blame him. Brandon Nimmo had the single. He has 2 hits today. Don't blame him. We've got to have one of these dudes take over a game. It's going to be a 1-2 count here. Called strike. We got a challenge. That's a little high. Why are we challenging, babe? We got 2 challenges. Got to burn something here. Thank you. Thank you. That should be 2-1. And that is exactly what you want to see. Got to stop cherry picking the box score. You've got to have Wyatt Langford. You've got to have Nimmo. You've got to have Seager. You got to have somebody deciding to take over a ball game here. I'm tired of, we're looking at the box score. They had a hit. Don't blame them. Come on, you've got to have one of your stars step up in a huge spot. And hopefully Wyatt Langford will right here with the game on the line. Need a homer? Somebody's got to clutch up and do something special. I'm not talking about a ground ball single through the hole. Something special, man. And it just hasn't happened. So I know we're gonna hear, hey, Langford, Seager, Nimmo all had hits. Don't blame them. I'm just not here for it. And Wyatt Langford is going to go down swinging. Game over. Rangers lose 5-4, and they lose the series. It's just exactly as I said it. And you're going to get people online tonight, defending Nimmo, defending Seager, defending Wyatt Langford. I'm sorry, I don't care about Wyatt Langford's home run. Yeah, I care about the 4 other ABs where you couldn't make it happen. I care about the AB right now with the game on the line and the chance to do something special. One of the stars in this team has to finally figure it out. I'm going to get hot, and I'm going to be a difference maker in a ball game. I'm so tired of people giving free passes to some of these star players because in the box score, they've got 1 hit. Don't blame them. Don't blame Wyatt. He had a home run earlier. Who cares? This game got late, and we had nobody step up. I need extra base hits, man. I need homers. Somebody's got to decide. that they are going to make a big impact on a ball game. And it hasn't happened. I'm sorry. And this isn't a time either for there's 162 games. It's not gonna work out every time. It's not gonna happen. These guys can't control where the ball goes. They can't control what they do up there. What are we doing? What are we doing? The Stars haven't been good enough. It's going to be so hard for me not to pop back at people that defend, Brandon Nimmo tonight. You know what? Brandon Nimmo's a great guy. Where's the pop, man? Where is the pop tonight? I love singles, man. You're a cleanup hitter. You're hitting cleanup. We need pop. Where's the big clutch hit late in the ball game? Freaking Elias Díaz. I posted this today. It is both incredible and depressing that Elias Díaz is the only one showing up in a game. And I know Osuna played pretty well tonight, and he's my boy. It's sad to me that Elias Díaz has to carry this offense right now. That's the dude. Elias freaking Díaz is carrying the offense tonight in the biggest game of the season. That is depressing. And that is facts. Elias Díaz with the bunt, the safety squeeze, and then the home run to make it 5-4. Elias freaking Díaz is carrying the offense in the biggest game of the year. You're kidding me. Again, save me the Wyatt Langford barely home run over the Crawford boxes, man. Save it. Save it. I do not want to hear how Wyatt had the home run earlier in the game. You struck out with the game on the line. Don't want to hear it. Brandon Nimmo, 2 hits, 2 singles. Don't want to hear it. You're hitting cleanup, bro. You're hitting cleanup. Brandon Nimmo, 10 homers on the year, 761 OPS. That's as mid as it gets. Brandon Nimmo, 1 homer in his last 15 games. I love Brandon Nimmo. We're not getting enough from the Stars, man. Corey, maybe he's the one that you give the pass to, maybe. But, dude, you're back. We got Murph and we got Dave Raymond talking about how much Corey Seager does simulated games, getting ready to play. He doesn't need that long of a rehab assignment. Okay, then. Hit a home run. Get an extra base hit, baby. I'm sorry. 1 for 3. You got to walk. That's great, bro. Osuna can do that. Osuna can do that. Dan, I do not care about 3 hits for Corey Seager in the series. I don't. What did he do to stop us from losing or help us to win? Where's the big knock? With the game on the line late in innings. In fact, yesterday, when Corey Seager had runners on first and second with 2 outs, he struck out on 3 pitches. I'm not giving. That's what I mean. If you're going to go to 3 hits, Dan, you're cherry picking the box score. It's the Seager example is the perfect example of people cherry picking the box score when it comes to the star players. I don't care that they had 2 meaningless singles. What did you do when the game was on the line? When you had opportunities for damage? What did you do? And the answer yesterday for Corey is you didn't do anything. Wyatt Langford, you had the home run that barely snuck over the wall. What did you do when you had a chance at the end of the game with the game on the line? I don't care that it's Hader. The Rangers have beat Josh Hader this year. I don't even care who the pitcher is at all. So tired of the Stars not clutching up with the game on the line. Has it happened this year occasionally? Sure. Does it happen often? Abso-freaking-lutely not. It doesn't. It doesn't happen enough. Good fight. Good fight. Are we going to hear good fight in the presser? Please. Are we going to hear good fight from Skip in the presser? How much money do we want to bet on that? That we're going to hear good fight. How much? $1,000? I would feel pretty confident putting at least triple digits that we're going to hear good fight today at some point in the press conference. Totally with you. Fake comeback, man. I don't even care. I don't care how close you come to a comeback. It doesn't matter. Here's the reality, too. We're not even talking about Jacob deGrom. The biggest game of the season, and we can't get more than 10 outs from our best pitcher. The biggest game of the season yesterday, and we can't get a 3 earned run or less outing from Nathan Eovaldi. 5 innings, 6 earned runs from Evo yesterday. So not only does our best pitcher only go 4 innings today, but our starting first baseman gets benched in the biggest game of the season. You can't make this up. And look, I know some of y'all are happy that Burger was out of the lineup, and don't get it twisted. I'm not talking Jake Burger is some massive difference maker that would have changed this ball game, but it's just hilarious to me. Jake Burger, the guy that we all, I mean, look, not we all, but this organization crowned as the everyday first baseman in the offseason, we're benching him in the biggest game of the year. What a failure. What a failure. You're benching your starting first baseman in the biggest game of the year, and you're playing Jock there. And look, God bless Jock. He's doing his best. This is not going to be a Jock Peterson hate sesh, man. It's not. Jock is doing the absolute best he can, man. He's not a first baseman. He's not a first baseman. I'm tired of the platoon DH. Lord Tubbington, you know you and I are in lockstep. So tired of the stupid platoon DH, man. I love what Jock has done this year. This isn't personal with Jock. I'm tired of only lefties, only righties. We can only play certain guys against certain arms. We do it like clockwork with everybody. I can't even stay in a lane. This is such a frustrating loss. I can't even stay in a lane tonight, y'all. Forgive me. I know I'm scatterbrained tonight. I know I'm going every which direction. There's so many directions. There's so many things tonight. And look, I love Zeke Duran. What did Zeke Duran do in the biggest AB that he got tonight? Again, cherry pick all you want. Oh, he had a nice play down at third base. He scored a run tonight. What did Zeke do in the biggest AB he had tonight? Took a 1-0 right down the freaking pipe and then struck out on 2 more pitches after that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. The Rangers just did not clutch up. You had your catcher that you acquired in May. When did they acquire Elias Díaz? In May? You have the catcher that you acquired in May carrying the offense tonight. Carrying the offense. Elias Díaz. Ridiculous. Reed, we're not even saying it's on Duran. I know some of y'all are coming in fresh and you haven't been here the entire time. This game is on the stars of this team. It's on Jacob deGrom, and it's on every star player that didn't come through in the clutch tonight. I'm sorry. It's on Wyatt Langford. It's on Corey Seager. It's on Brandon Nimmo for not being a big enough difference maker. Argue with the wall. I'm not even going to argue it. I don't care that Seager, Nimmo, and Langford all had hits tonight. It's not enough. It's not enough. Elias Díaz and Osuna had hits tonight. Is that the bar? If you get a hit, you're excused? Osuna and Díaz had hits tonight. I don't care how many hits Corey Seager had, Brandon Nimmo had. I don't care how many singles those guys hit. Those are not our singles hitters. We got plenty of dudes that can hit singles. Where's the extra base hit? Where's the clutch moment? Where? Tomorrow, I'm not even going to be surprised if it's a rout tomorrow. Today was like the close game that you kind of had an opportunity to maybe squeak out and win. There was the wild Osuna play at the end. Man, Osuna had a nice game today. I mean, I can't get on him at all. It's not a surprise to me. I tweeted this out. It's not a shock to me the Rangers are scoring runs with him in the starting lineup. I know my post was much more sarcastic than that, but shocker. You know, Osuna's in the starting lineup and the Rangers figure out a way to score some runs. Osuna with an outstanding play. I mean, look, Silseth, a little bit of a roller coaster ride for his Rangers debut. Osuna, what a play. That could have been some kind of defining moment of our season, couldn't it have been? But you had nobody in the top of the ninth, making it even interesting. Foscue. Shoot, I'd have rather batted Nicky Lopez. I'm being dead serious. I'd have rather batted Nicky Lopez. Foscue, 258, 796 OPS on the year. Foscue has 3 hits in his last 20 days. I'd have rather had Cawley. I'm with you. I'd rather Cam Cawley get an AB right there. Much rather. Osuna does have heart. 2 plays by him tonight. TLC, absolutely 2 plays by him tonight. Osuna has heart. I know a lot of people have given Alejandro crap for the defense. And look, I'm sure there's some people eye-rolling at the great play. You know, oh, he got a terrible jump. That's the only reason he had to make a diving play. And whatever, he made the catch. He almost made one of the best catches of the entire season. And we're not just talking Rangers baseball. That's got to be, if he would have made that catch to rob that would have been probably a top 10 catch this year. Easily. Look, the dude is going to be fine. Give him a runway. He's going to be fine. There's not a great runway. There's not a great path for him to playing time. Again, let me remind you, before we start coming to the defense of all of our star players, Alejandro Osuna had a hit tonight. Elias Díaz had a hit tonight. That can't be the bar for the best players on our team getting paid millions, tens of millions of dollars a year. We're not paying Corey Seager to hit singles. We're not paying Brandon Nimmo to hit singles. Wyatt Langford, I know, sneaks a home run into the Crawford boxes again. The dude strikes out with the game on the line with an opportunity to do something special. He's not immune either tonight. I'm sorry. At some point in this game, we have to stop excusing failure because there's 162 games in a season. I've told you guys, I've been so consistent with this. Nothing pisses me off more than the people in August. We're in August now that try and tell you, hey, man, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We got a lot of games left. No, we don't. It's August. This isn't a random day in May, man. We have less than 2 months of regular season left. It is going to go quick. I don't even know, big picture, where to go from here. I know a lot of y'all are saying to sell. And look, I don't blame anyone that wants to sell tonight. I'm not going to blame you. I'm not going to be the moral arbiter here. No, don't feel that way. It's just disingenuous, man. Anybody that's online tonight, trying to be the oppositionist, and you know that there's some people online tonight that are going to do that. Anyone online tonight trying to be the oppositionist, pretending like this isn't a huge failure of a series, is just being disingenuous. Just being fake. There's no other way to frame these two games than an epic failure. You lined up this entire series the way you wanted it. You punted a game against the Rays to line this up just like you wanted. And it's not just Skip Schumacher. We talked about this last night. It's not just Skip. CY and Skip are on the phone every day talking about lineups, talking about pitching rotation, talking about pitching matchups and how to construct all of that. It's not just Skip. CY has got his hands all over this too, man. It's ridiculous. Gaming Eagle, appreciate you, man. Hey, look, I wish that it was better circumstances that I could be accepting this, but look, thank you so much for your generosity. Not needed, but much appreciated, brother. Evo, deGrom, old is the comment. Lighter, out for the season. Is he out for the season, or is he just out for kind of an indeterminate amount of time? Rocker, inconsistent, agree. Quantrill Gonzalez, meh fillers, 100% agree. Monty, bad last year, coming off UCL surgery. Bradford constantly hurt. Future looks bleak. Yeah, pitching-wise, I would have to agree. I would have to agree that it does look a little bit bleak at this point. There's no doubt. It definitely gets brighter if you can get Lighter and Rocker consistently playing good baseball. It does look a little bleak right now. Yeah. Hey, Texan XP. Jordan Montgomery, our savior. Our savior. Jordan Montgomery, baby. You got to be kidding me. And look, sadly, there's some people out there. Gaming Eagle, appreciate you once again, my guy. Thank you so much for that. There are some people, there's some Rangers fans out there that do believe that. Jordan Montgomery, the savior. 2023 Monty, baby. He's your game 3 starter. No, he's not. He's not. Oh, you know this, G-Man. G-Man, you know this is true. We just haven't, guys, we just haven't seen what Josh Young and Seager and Wyatt can do together. We just haven't seen the whole team healthy. That's what's holding this back right now. We just haven't seen the entire team healthy and playing together yet. No JJ. How many excuses? How many excuses? I actually think this is a really valid comment. I do think, man, you had some momentum in that Rays series, didn't you? You had some momentum. And you punted that Thursday game. It was a winnable game, too. And you just punted it. You wouldn't pitch Latz. Hey, at least Latz is available, right? Man, we got Latz available for this series. He's fresh. Man, hey, good news, guys. We lost the first 2 games, but at least Jacob Latz is fresh for the Astros series, right? At least Latzy's available for the biggest series of the season, yeah? Man, who cares? Should have used Latz in the 8th inning of the Rays game. I had people endlessly clapping back at me the other day when I suggested throwing Jacob Latz in the 8th inning of the Rays game. Always coaching for tomorrow, man. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. Skip on the mic. We got to pause and hear from him.
Well, his velo was actually up today. I mean, he's throwing ball 100 miles an hour with 94 mile an hour sliders. One time we went out, his plant leg stuck a little bit and felt something in his hip, but said he was okay and continued to go out there. But the pitch count just ran up. A lot of foul balls, a lot of long counts, and unfortunately had to get him out of there. 90 pitches in 4 innings, so that part was tough. But but he came
Skip
out
on
healthy,
the mic,
which was
man.
good to hear. But we'll see what it looks like tomorrow.
Are we gonna get good fight? Are we gonna get good fight?
His big league debut Rangers debut got out of a bases loaded jam. Just what did you see from him?
Yeah, he looked really good. Osuna, what a play he made, saving that home run. And kept us, within 1 run in the 9th inning. But yeah, I mean, really good. 97 with a really good slider, kind of what we thought we were getting. On the attack, I know he was a tough part of the lineup, but I thought our bullpen did a really good job. Cole Winn came into a tough situation. I know the pass ball or whatever it was. I don't know what the call was, but other than that, did a really good job. And Alexander was fantastic, giving us 2 innings to keep us in the game, and that's all you can ask for. We had our chances, bases loaded again, and just couldn't get anything, couldn't get any runs across with guys on base.
Kumar Rocker, getting things going tomorrow. He's been really good recently, so how can he help you guys get back on the right foot?
Yeah, we need him to go. Exactly what he's been doing, extra day rest. So hopefully he can give us some quality innings and get us, 6-7 innings or 5+ at least to give us a chance to win.
Thanks, Skip.
Thank you.
I can't feel good about tomorrow. T-shirt. I think I got this off Fanatics. I want to say, my guy, appreciate you. Tomorrow, look, anything can happen. You've been around this game. You know that. You know better. Anything can happen. I don't know who feels good about tomorrow. I surely don't feel great about tomorrow. I don't know how anyone could feel good about tomorrow. Kumar Rocker on the road has actually been better than at home, if you can even believe that. I don't know what Rangers fan friend I could call up right now to get I feel great about Rock tomorrow, baby. I don't think anybody is feeling great about Kumar going tomorrow. Skip saying going 6 or 7, maybe just because baseball, we'll get an outstanding gem tomorrow from Kumar Rocker for no apparent reason. We didn't get it. We didn't get the good fight comment, man. We didn't get it. Laura was kind of steering it towards, a more positive, I think, presser, a more positive interview. Look, Laura does a nice job. I don't think that, that she is by any means a part of the media softball questions problem. I mean, look, she's doing the best she can, but it's tough, man. You had a number of different things that you could have brought up today. I just think you got to say the basic things out loud. Your best pitcher could only get 10 outs today, right? How many did he get? He got 10 outs today. Your best pitcher could only get 10 outs today. Your starting first baseman got benched in the biggest game of the year. Is that going well? Is that good? You definitely, I think, trade Jock. I don't think there is any question about that. Austin, got to agree with you. Don't think you can probably get a lot out of Lopez right now. Some people are saying trade Lopez. I don't think you're going to get a lot out of Lopez. I really don't. I can't see that happening at all. You could maybe throw him in to a deal, but I don't think you're getting anything of value for Lopez. I don't see them trading deGrom. That would surprise me. Corey Seager could possibly be a trade. That could possibly be just all of the different things I've heard, and obviously the prospect of him getting the full no trade clause in the offseason. Maybe they're trying to potentially wheel and deal. I think Seager, Ryan, could definitely still give you a little bit of a return. I don't think you're selling at an all-time high for Corey, but I still think you could get a little bit of a return for him. I really do. I think there are some teams that, maybe watch Seager this weekend and understand what you're getting in October if he's healthy. I think there would be some teams willing to take on Seager. Now, can you get him to take on the full contract? That's where you're probably going to not get quite the return you want, right? And the Rangers do appear very interested in not taking on more money. And so I would imagine if they do trade Seager, you're going to be a little underwhelmed. If that happens, if they do trade Corey, you're going to be underwhelmed because they are going to try to do whatever they can for the team that they trade him to take on all of that money. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be very underwhelmed, but if the Rangers can get out of that money and get out of the contract completely, I think they'll do that, which is sad. Let me know if deGrom says anything of interest. I always go back and watch the player interviews later. If he says something crazy, let me know. I'm sure he's going to say the usual, man. Disappointing, blah, 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 blah. For me, look, here's kind of the big picture as I am just reacting to this in real time, just like you guys, man. Catch me tomorrow. Maybe I have a more measured take. But, the people that are trying to be super measured tonight and, the wise sage perspective on, how this is a long season, it's just 2 games, and save it. So disingenuous. I don't even know how those people are diehard fans, man. How can you be a diehard fan of this team and not just be totally disgusted with what happened the last 2 nights? Like, I don't even know. I'm not saying that to be like rude or to be hateful, but I just don't even know how you could really be a diehard fan and be totally good and like fine and in fact kind of optimistic and positive after what you just watched the last 2 nights. Like, I know last night I wasn't angry. Last night I was depressed, but still, I wasn't trying to pretend like everything was fine. Again, man, it's going to take everything within me after this live is over not to hop online and see people trying to gaslight. It's really okay. This is fine. It's like the meme totally played out in real life. The whole kitchen's burning down and you're trying to tell me that this is fine? Heck no, man. No. It's not fine. It's not okay. Totally unacceptable in the biggest series of the year. I mean, how reminiscent does this feel of last year? Don't we remember last year when we went to Houston? Remember that? Merrill Kelly was lined up. Who else? Wasn't deGrom lined up? Wasn't it like deGrom and Merrill Kelly both lined up in Houston? And they just totally soiled the bed. I mean, it feels like last year all over again when we had a chance. We were like pretty close within Houston, within reach of Houston, within the division. And then, Merrill Kelly, he's lined up. He gives up like 4 or 5 runs. deGrom didn't do well. We might have even had Evo in the mix. I don't know. I really don't know. Darnell, I know you're not relaxed. I know you are not relaxed, my guy. I know that is not true. That better be sarcasm, Darnell. I know you are not relaxed right now after a game like this. How many did they walk? Trevor, what's good, man? How many did they walk the Astros? I mean, how many walks did we have? Okay, we only had 4 walks. We, on the other hand, walked the Astros 6 times. That's not going to be a super great recipe for success at all. Hey, look, Blanco wasn't elite tonight, but man, did his job. Did his job better than deGrom. That's the other thing. You're Jacob deGrom. You're getting outpitched by Ronel Blanco. What are we doing? What are we doing? Jacob deGrom is getting outpitched by Ronel Blanco. Astros have now won 10 of 11 ball games. I mean, we're running into them at a bad time, but 10 of 11 ball games. We left on, 7. We were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Carter left on 2. Duran left on 2. Lopez left on 1. Ridiculous, man. deGrom hasn't beaten the Astros as a Ranger. Is that true? deGrom has not won against the Astros as a Ranger? That is wild if true. Evan Grant has hinted at a fire sale if we play bad. I've seen that as well. I do think you get swept. You know, you lose tomorrow. You take the L in all 3. You're definitely going to see, I think, some selling. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of buying, man. I really don't. I don't know how you could. You know, the biggest series of the year. Man. It's sad for me. I want to see a game 1 tomorrow. I don't want them to totally rebuild. I know there's some people really rooting for that, really cheering for that. I don't want to see a rebuild. I want to see this team make it to October. I really do, y'all. But I agree. It's not looking pretty right now. And that's putting it lightly. It's putting it mildly. I do think you sell Jock. There's no way I'm hanging on to Jock Peterson. Could you maybe trade Jock, trade some of the expiring contracts? Yeah. If it's me, I'm probably trading. You can't because he's on the IL. I was going to say I would trade Junis. I would trade Jock. I would trade anybody on an expiring contract. But you can't even trade all the guys on expiring contracts because they're injured. You've got, Junis, Higgy. You could have traded both of those dudes. Sell Jock for what? Peanuts. Daniel, I'm going to forgive the ignorance, my guy. There's plenty of teams that would want Jock Peterson. We can agree to disagree. I'm not even going to argue that. Not a great take. Nobody would want Jock Peterson. Are we kidding? There's no team that would want a guy that has an 858 OPS. You off your rocker with that take, my guy. Like I said, we all have our bad ones. I know I do from time to time. I'm not even going to deny it. We all have our bad takes. Thinking that there's no teams that would want Jock Peterson, that is a bad take. Plenty of teams would want Jock. Now, are you getting, a king's ransom for Jock Peterson? No. But you can't tell me that you can't get somebody that can maybe get you a top 20, maybe a top 15 prospect. I know you can trade people on the IL, but I really do not think that you're going to get a whole lot. I really don't think that. We keep on going. Jeremy, who are you saying that they should trade? Sorry if I missed it, my guy. Trade Young. Yeah, Young is an interesting one. I almost wonder if Young might be an offseason guy you trade. I could see that happening. There's not as much of a pressure to trade Josh Young. I think that you could probably do that in the offseason. JJ is not a long-term fit at third base. I've covered this so many times. He's not a long-term fit at third base. He's been one of the worst third basemen in the league this year, defensively speaking. The bat's great, but JJ's a very one-dimensional player. He's not giving you anything in terms of speed, base running. He's not giving you anything in terms of glove, fielding. He's got a good bat, and I think that there might be some questions. How much staying power does the bat actually have? Like, let me say this out loud. And, if you're a big Josh Young fan, and I'm a big Josh Young fan too. Look, I got the bobblehead right behind me. I say that every show, man. I really do want to see these guys succeed. But when I'm doing this show, man, I've got to do my best. objectively, as an organization, what should the Rangers do? You got Josh Young pretty much only able to swing the bat right now, not playing a great third base. Don't really want to move JJ to first base. I've seen a lot of that. Hey, just move Young to first base. Look, another pretty tough position to play. First base, like you're active left and right. Think about Jake Burger and how active he has to be over there at first base. And we give Jake Burger a hard time for his defense. You really think Josh Young is going to do a better job than Jake Burger over there? I mean, Josh Young has a better bat than Jake Burger right now, but we really think JJ is going to do a whole lot better defensively over at first base, playing a position he's never really played before? That's a little bit mind-blowing to me. I think Josh is essentially a DH type at this point, and I don't really want to be married to a player that is only going to DH. So if it's me, I am entertaining Josh Young trade talk. You've got Walcott. You've got other guys that you could still plug in there. You got Zeke Duran. You got Walcott. There's your left side right there. There's your left side right there, man. I think Young is definitely not going to be wheeled off, though, at this deadline. If you're not getting max value, I think Young could absolutely be an offseason piece that you move. Of course, there's more pressing issues than JJ, and that's kind of what I'm saying in so many words. I don't think you have to make a decision on JJ right now. However, the writing appears to be somewhat on the wall. He's almost 30. He has declined in his glove. He's declined in his conditioning and speed every year in the league. The writing is on the wall, I think, for JJ and just where this is going. Unless he has some kind of crazy offseason where he totally recommits himself, recommits the body, recommits the conditioning, recommits the defense. Feels like he did it with the bat and he really got in the lab and it's been paying off. But it feels like everything else took a major, like way far away backseat. Like all Josh Young did is swing the bat this offseason, and that's great. It's paying off. But the other areas of the game, suffering. I don't think you have to trade JJ at this deadline, though. I don't think you have to do that. I think the offseason could be interesting, though, especially if you really feel like Sebastian Walcott is ready. What is the update on Walcott, by the way? What is the update on him? He got hit in the face with a ball. I mean, look, I don't think there's any arguing about Josh Young and the conditioning. He's gotten slower literally every year in the league, and the dude is supposed to be in the prime of his athletic career right now. Your late 20s, I know some people, maybe that doesn't seem right, but your late 20s is the prime of your athletic career. Like, you know, you're 18 to 22. I mean, yeah, like, obviously the body is young, still developing, though, at that point. Man, you've got everything totally in sync once you get to that mid-20s, slightly beyond. It's only going to go more downhill. It really is. And if you're already declining this much in conditioning and speed and glove, I'm nervous. I don't think JJ has to get dealt anytime soon, but it's going to be an interesting offseason. I'm 25 and my back hurts every day. Ryan, look, I feel you. I do. But I will say this. Josh Young, man, you're making millions, baby. Like, you and I the extent of the healthcare and the treatments that you and I can get, they have their limit. This guy's literally got professional grade trainers, cooks, recovery, like whatever this guy wants, man. I mean, look, I don't think he has any excuse. You buy the best Tempur-Pedic bed, ergo, pillow, hyperbaric chamber. You get a good staff cooking you good meals. You get all that stuff, man. And clearly, whatever is happening behind the scenes, not good enough, in my opinion. Not good enough. Rangers roster doesn't seem legit. it's got some star power, but the names are just not doing enough right now. Michael, appreciate you, man. Have a good night, too. Yeah, Nate, exactly, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know there's always going to be people like, bro, like, you're saying that from your couch. Like, sure, you're right. But at the end of the day, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. And so, you know what? The expectation should be high. Should be high for these guys. What do I think about letting Carter hit lefty in a big spot? I mean, look, he didn't do too bad. He drew a pretty big walk, didn't he, against the lefty? I know it wasn't his best game ever, but look, Carter, 2 walks tonight, run scored. Not bad. I will agree, Berger tanking it the last month has been very harmful. I've commented so many times when Jake Berger gets a big hit, like, this offense is so much better when Jake Berger is clicking. It's so much better. When he is not going well, this offense is pretty putrid. Can they squeak out wins? Yeah. But look, it's kind of like what happened to the Rangers in 24 and 25 with the Adolis. Think about how much worse the offense got when Adolis fell off a cliff. We had no number 4 cleanup guy that could just get that big knock, hit the big homer. And yeah, Jake Berger's had some clutch hits. He's had some big home runs. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. I'm actually not going to be surprised if the Rangers do a little buying, but they need to sell. They need to sell some pieces for sure. Tristan, I'm with you. Consistently inconsistent. It's well said. It's very well said. Consistently inconsistent. That Nimmo Garcia trade was, the Nimmo Simeon trade. Look, Nimmo, I got to be honest. I think because Nimmo is such a good dude, he gets off a little easy. Nimmo is, by all accounts, a great guy. Very positive, but if we're being totally honest, you need more out of Brandon Nimmo. You need more out of Brandon Nimmo. If we're being totally honest. Yeah, I get it. He's a great guy. I say that about certain players too. You hear me qualify all the time. You know, Cole Winn, good dude. Cody Freeman, great dude. It's hard sometimes because the lines get blurred occasionally and people think you're saying the guy's terrible and he's a terrible person. A lot of these guys are good dudes. But we got to be honest. Brandon Nimmo, 761 OPS over his, last 7 games. You've got a 681 OPS, and this is like in the most important week of the season, right? Nimmo, by the way, last year, just so we can get the numbers, last year, 760 OPS, did have 25 bombs, 92 RBI. I can't see Nimmo even sniffing 92 at this point. He's at 39 right now. Nimmo, a slight tick above where he was last year. He was at, again, 760. Before that, in 24, he was at 726. 2023, he was at an 829 OPS. The pop has just been missing, man. Nimmo on the year, he's got 26 doubles, 10 home run, 4 triples. The pop is just missing. Why did Skip put Nimmo in cleanup? Perfect leadoff guy. Well, it's because Jock Peterson's done so well that I think Skip is scared to mess with it. I've kind of hinted at, man, it would be nice if Jock Peterson could stop hitting solo homers and start hitting 2 or 3 run homers. And really the main way that's possible is if he stops hitting leadoff. But I think that Skip is a little bit worried if you take Jock out of the leadoff spot that he's going to go cold again. I am a big fan of, and I've explained this at length earlier in the year when all of this was going on with Jock. Where do you hit him in the lineup? I need a guy hitting leadoff that can score from first to home without a lot of issue. You pretty much know Jock is only going to be going first to third on a double. Like, if Jock is going to go first to home, that ball has got to get booted around a couple of times. I dislike strongly having Jock Peterson as a leadoff hitter. I like what he's doing. I like how he's hitting. And maybe the leadoff thing, there's a correlation. But I really dislike having a guy leading off that isn't going to score first to home on a ball in the gap. In fact, no chance to really score first to home on a ball in the gap. I would much rather have Brandon Nimmo leading off. Nimmo, definitely a guy that can get first to home. Dude has a motor. I would much rather have Nimmo leading off. I'd like Jock to be in the 4 spot. I think the way he's hitting, that makes a lot of sense. I just think at this point, they're worried if they move Jock out of the leadoff spot, you're going to see him start tanking again. Have a good night, my guy. Appreciate you hanging out. We got about 10 more minutes left on the show here. We're going to talk a little bit about the game tomorrow. Keep dropping comments, man. Jonathan Lucroy, Goodyear, that's a new one. I get a lot of Cal Raleigh. A lot of Cal Raleigh. Lucroy is a new one, though. Not sure Evo and deGrom are the same. JJ, yeah, I think a lot of people are asking those same questions right now. Calvin, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out on Instagram. deGrom and Evaldi. Hugo says deGrom and Evaldi just getting old. Time for them to go. Of course, we need to have better at-bats. Yeah, I mean, look, 4 runs isn't bad tonight, but, yeah, you need to come through in the clutch. deGrom and Evo clearly are having a tough time this year. I mean, I don't like to use the washed word, but, yeah, they're both looking like they've lost a little touch. Little speed, little touch. And unfortunately, when the margin for error is so thin across the board, everything gets magnified, right? The margin for error with this team is so dang thin, man. And we've talked about this too. All offseason, we kind of discussed, man, you're creating a very razor-thin margin for error with this club. If they don't pitch really well, if that bullpen doesn't lock it down late in games, you're really putting the team in a tough spot with this offense. I really think the front office at its heart, like quiet moments, not doing the public radio shows, I think the front office knows that the lineup isn't good enough. What they say publicly, I mean, look, it is what it is, but I just really can't believe that this front office seriously thought in the offseason, we've made enough moves. This offense is good enough to take us deep into October. It's hard for me to believe that they really thought that. Is the likelihood standing pat? I would say not necessarily. I think that the likelihood is probably dealing Jock. I think Jock Peterson getting dealt is a lot more likely at this point. Again, part-time player, you can open up some DH flexibility. You can have Seager, you can have Nimmo DH more. I do think trading Jock is a pretty big possibility at this point. I do think that maybe the Rangers try to acquire something controllable. I don't know what they're going to do with the half-season rentals. I would be a little surprised if they go crazy with anybody that's actually a rental player. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Not really sure what to think of the Rangers buying prospects at this point. I would be very surprised if they did anything splashy. Intentionally walking Yordan twice was, I thought, pretty smart. I mean, it worked out great in that last inning, didn't it? Look, yeah, Barry Bonds treatment. I was okay with it. Franchise will be much better off when they realize 23 was an anomaly. I mean, it's not even about that, right? It's about realizing the current players that you have right now and that you had at the end of last year weren't good enough. Like the addition by subtraction thing was so drawn up. Like I remember I had people fighting me in the comments. Man, they're going to be so much better addition by subtraction. We got rid of Heim. We got rid of Simi. We got rid of Adolis. That's huge. No, it's not, because you didn't add anybody. Like subtracting those players in and of itself was never going to be good enough. Steve, I think you're right on the catchers. Sugi, I'm not so sure that you're too far off base here. I think teams always want to keep the fans interested. I think a lot of fans, though, especially if the Rangers miss the playoffs again, you're going to hear a lot of heat. And that should be what happens when fans actually speak up. And I will say this for a very long time. Look at the Nico Luka situation over in Dallas, man. Look at that. Fans aired their grievances and things happened. I think that it's going to take something like that, fans to finally be done with the mediocrity. I think it's going to take something like that to move the needle here. I really do. And I just think at this point, what Ryan just said is so accurate. And this is what makes me truly angry but depressed. Like the norm is missing the playoffs in Arlington. The exception is making them. And that's not okay, man. It's a big market. It's a team that has one of the top payrolls in baseball. We can't keep missing the playoffs spending this much money. It's ridiculous. The front office not realizing that what they had coming into the season wasn't good enough. And like I said, maybe they do, but that they're just doing what they can. I don't know. I'm trying maybe to give them too much credit. Maybe they genuinely thought, man, this offense, what we've got right now is good enough. This pitching and what we've got right now is good enough. And honestly, the elite level of the pitching last year, I think, really guised future projections for 2026. Meaning, deGrom was so good last year. Evaldi was incredible last year. Then you had Mackenzie Gore with a pretty good season last year. I think the success of last year really clouded the vision. There just weren't a lot of people that really wanted to come to the reality, hey, maybe there's going to be kind of a big fall off. I'm not always right, but I actually brought that up. I said, do we really think the pitching is going to be on the same level as it was last year? The answer to that question, clearly no. I mean, look, I think a lot of people saw that coming. Maybe it was a quiet majority, but I know I said many times, because people would get back at me and say, the pitching's so good, man. The pitching's going to be elite again. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty incredible what they did last year. The chances of them repeating it were always going to be small. Always. By the way, Mariners just walked off the Twins, so Mariners are going to gain a game. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours, baby. We don't have one of the top payrolls in baseball anymore. Define top. Define top. And I will say this. Last year, 24, 25? You did. You had, I think, the 7th. At this point, yeah, we'll definitely have to look things up. 14th, is that what it is now? I'll look it up, and we'll make sure that we get an accurate number. Last year before, you had a top 10. Maybe they shrank a little bit below at this point. But last year, you absolutely did. And look, yeah, this year, active payroll, The Rangers on the active payroll are top 10. This is the 26-man payroll, right? So it kind of depends on what you're looking at. You can look at total payroll. You can look at active payroll. The Rangers, in terms of the active 26-man roster, have the 10th highest payroll in baseball. It like I said, it all depends on how you want to look at it. But again, salaries of players getting paid on the active 26-man roster, the Rangers have the 10th highest payroll. To me, I don't think it's really fair to say, yeah, they're not spending crazy money. Out of the entire league, their 26-man roster is the 10th most expensive. Just depressing. Lane Thomas is gone, isn't he? I mean, he's gone. He got traded, to the Braves? I don't know what that trade was. Yeah, Tristan, absolutely. This is a good way to put it. Look, if we want to, I don't want to go back and forth about the payroll thing, but I do think this is a TikTok comment. Tristan, appreciate you, man. You've had some good stuff tonight. It's not a top payroll, but you're still overpaying for the product that's on the field right now. You're paying a lot of money and you're not getting the production that you're paying for. I think we can all agree for that. The Rangers are paying, like I said, out of all the 26-man rosters in the league, the Rangers have the 10th most expensive 26-man roster. All right. And I think right now, if Chris Martin was activated, that would probably bump them up a little bit onto the total payroll. Like, that would bump them up even more. If you activate Chris Martin, the Rangers would jump a few different teams. If you activate Chris Martin, the Rangers would jump the Giants, and they might jump the Braves for most expensive 26-man roster. Tristan, appreciate you, man. Either way, I always say everybody's welcome to hang. So I appreciate you chilling, man. DFA Martin, that's probably coming. It's probably coming right now. Don't bring up Chris Martin. I still have nightmares of him. Yeah. Chris Martin coming back is definitely something that a lot of Rangers fans, I'm sure, are looking forward to. Can we DFA Garcia? He's throwing again. G-Man, absolutely. Always, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Did Leiter have a broken ankle? I have not gotten a big Jack Leiter update. I'm going to look it up, but I have not gotten a huge Jack Leiter update. Let me see if there's anything newsworthy on Jack. Resumed mound work 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago, Jack Leiter intends to throw off a mound. This was last Saturday, but there's no update. So he intended to throw off a mound last Saturday, but I'm not seeing a great update on that. I don't know if any of the beats reported on it or not. Just rebuild, sell for all the prospects we got. I think the Rangers are going to do some selling. We're definitely going to be doing that, John, sooner rather than later. I mean, look, Evo deGrom, they only have, a year and some change left on their contracts. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If the Rangers want any chance you make a big trade, maybe CY will come out of nowhere with a big trade, man. And you know what? I'm not even going to be upset. I'll just roll with it. I'm not even going to be upset. I won't be. I really hope that the Rangers can figure out a way to win games down the stretch. There's so much baseball left in terms of your lead in the division, but don't get that twisted. although there's a number of games left, every game from here on out is very important. You're not ever going to see me, saying, hey, don't worry about a loss because there's 60 games left. But the reality is, it's mathematically possible for the Rangers to still win the division by a healthy margin. Is it going to happen? Games like this probably would tell you no. But until the Rangers are out of it, as I always say, I'm covering this team like they are in the thick of a playoff race, which they are right now. I am so curious to see what happens over the next 48 hours. Cripple King, I'm with you. I think this is a lot of people's viewpoint. Like, if you weren't in such a bad league and division, you would be an obvious seller right now. Obvious seller. But you're not. You're in a bad division and you're in a bad American league. And so you're in this predicament of, man, we really could go and make a run here. But you're looking over and over at what happens to this team in big moments, and you're seeing them fall on their face. Feels like more times than not. We keep rolling. Big trades going on around the league, right? Luis Castillo, he was dealt. I'm going to have to catch up a little bit on all these trades. Let me go to X and pull up the notifications here. See what I can get. Let's see. I'm watching the Walcott replay. Let's see if they give me a little replay here. Looks like the ball bounced when it hit him. So Walcott was on first base. It was a pickoff move, by the way. It was a pickoff move, and it looks like the ball bounced and then hit him in the head. He's walking around. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. I'm sure he exited the game, but still. The Rangers have lost 8 of 13. Ugh. Not good. White Sox got Luis Castillo. They're absorbing all of the remaining money. What did they trade him for? I'm looking at trade rumors right now. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Nolan Jones, and prospect Boston Smith. Okay. Wow. All right, then. Braves acquire Lane Thomas and left-hander Bailey Falter in a trade with the Royals. Minor league pitchers Carter Holton and Lucas Braun heading back to Kansas City. Lane Thomas was never a guy that we talked about it. Like, he doesn't move the needle for me. Now, would he help? Maybe, yeah, against lefties. But, yeah, Lane Thomas was not a big-time needle mover for me. Okay, caught up on the big trades, I guess. Oh, sad night. Sad night to be a Rangers fan. Leiter looks fine standing in the dugout. Yeah. We'll see when Leiter's going to come back. I think I predicted late August, and it feels like that is probably going to line up because you figure he's going to need 2 or 3 starts down at the minor league level. Is part of the deadline being slow because American League teams don't know what to do yet? I think a little bit of that, but you're seeing some movement tonight. The Rangers were expected to get a right-handed bat. There's still a couple out there. All right, y'all. Tomorrow's game. Let's talk about it if we must. We've got Kumar Rocker on the bump. By the way, game time is at 1:10. Rocker going against Lambert, 8-5 with a 3.06 ERA on the year is Lambert. Rocker 4-8 with a 4.03 ERA. Houston against Rocker. Allen 1-4. Altuve 1-3. Yordan 3-4 with 2 bombs against Kumar Rocker. DeZenzo 0-1. Diaz 1-3. Paredes, he is 1-5. Peña 2-5. Cam Smith 0-2. Spence, no ABs. Trammell 0-3. Vasquez 2 for 5 with the bomb. Wade Jr., 1 for 3 with the bomb. Seawalk is 0 for 5. Pretty good hitters against Kumar Rocker, man. I know it's a small sample size. Nobody on the Astros has more than 5 ABs against Kumar, but nevertheless, a lot of positive numbers. A lot of positive numbers there. On the other side, against Lambert, Berger, 1 for 5 with the bomb. Carter, 0 for 5. Cam Cauley, Austin Wins, no career ABs. Ezequiel Duran, 3 for 6 with the bomb against Astros probable starter Lambert. We've got Elias Díaz, 1 for 2. Justin Foscue, 0 for 2. Wyatt Langford, 1 for 3. Nicky Lopez, 0 for 2. Brandon Nimmo, 0 for 7. Alejandro Osuna, 1 for 2 against Lambert. Peterson, 4 for 16 with 2 bombs. I'm sure we'll see Jock tomorrow. Corey Seager, 3 for 5 with a bomb. So you've got some guys at the top of the order with some good numbers, right? You got Langford, Seager, and Peterson all hitting 333 or better against Lambert. That's a positive. Can Cauley play for Lopez tomorrow? I think that probably could work. I don't see why not. I'm a little KZ. I'm a little worried about this, but it's a new day tomorrow. I am just going to hope for no apparent reason the Rangers look like a much different team when they step on the field tomorrow at 1:10. Tough night, but we'll be back tomorrow. It's a part of the beauty of this show, man. Just like these Rangers got to do, man. You got to flush this one out, and you get back on the horse, get back in the saddle tomorrow, and you hope you can salvage something from this series. It is a depressing evening, though. You had last night. You didn't really think it could get a lot worse, and it went ahead and did it. I'll have a video out to you guys probably in the early morning tomorrow, and then from there, we will do our show, 8th, 9th inning once again. And look, I'll have an additional out to you guys Sunday evening as well, an additional short, working on a couple of different things. Thank you for all the ways you guys support the show. Even in a tough loss like this, we had a couple of people give gifts on the lives. We had somebody give a very nice gift here on YouTube. Appreciate all that. Look, and I don't really take any support for granted. A comment, a like, just being here, hanging out, talking ball. It's all the same, man. I don't take any of that for granted. So thank you for the support. Thanks for showing up even on a tough night. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll hope Kumar Rocker's got his A game and the Rangers offense can really break out in a big way with some guys that have some positive numbers against Lambert moving forward. We'll keep on going. Yeah, Brendan, I think I clarified. Top 10 is talking about the 26-man roster. 14th is the total payroll, which includes everybody that is on the active roster. So basically the entire 40-man. The 26-man roster in terms of just the 26 guys that are on the Rangers team. Rangers have the 10th most expensive 26-man roster. So just a little clarification there. But yes, you are correct when it comes to the total payroll. All right, that's it. Appreciate you guys coming to hang out. We will see y'all tomorrow. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.